Have you ever wondered how to lose fat through counting macros? It sounds complex, doesn't it? But don't worry, it's not as complicated as it seems. Let's start with the basics. Macros, short for macronutrients, are the three key nutrients our bodies need in large amounts. These are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Each of these play a unique and vital role in our body's functions. Proteins help in building and repairing our tissues. Fats, contrary to popular belief, are essential for energy and supporting cell growth. Carbohydrates are our body's main source of energy, powering everything from your brain to your muscles. Now, these aren't just random nutrients. They're the building blocks of our bodies, the fuel for our engines. It's like a car. You can't expect it to run smoothly without the right kind of fuel, right? So, now that you know what macros are, let's explore why they are so important for your body and weight loss. Why are these macros so important for our bodies, and how can they help in weight loss? These three main macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, serve as the building blocks of our bodies, each with its own unique function. Let's break it down. First, proteins. These are the body's building blocks, essential for muscle growth and recovery. When you exercise, your muscles experience small tears. Proteins step in, repairing these tears, facilitating muscle growth, and making you stronger. Next, we have fats. Now, don't be scared by the name. Healthy fats are crucial for our bodies. They provide a concentrated source of energy, support cell growth, and protect our organs. Plus, they help our bodies absorb certain nutrients and produce important hormones. Last but not least, carbohydrates. These are the body's preferred energy source. They fuel your brain, kidneys, heart muscles, and central nervous system. For those who love to exercise, carbohydrates are your best friend, as they provide the energy needed for your workouts. Now, how can balancing these macros help with weight loss? It's all about the right portions. Consuming too much of any macro can lead to weight gain. For example, overeating carbs can lead to an excess in energy which your body will store as fat. On the other hand, not eating enough can also cause problems. If you don't consume enough protein, your body might start breaking down muscle tissue for energy. The key here is balance. Everyone's optimal macro balance will be different and depends on various factors like age, gender, activity level, and overall health. But getting the proportions right can help you lose weight while maintaining or even increasing your muscle mass. Remember, no single macro should be viewed as bad or good. They all have their place in a balanced diet. And while it's important to balance your macro intake, it's equally crucial to focus on the quality of your macros, choosing whole, nutrient-dense foods whenever possible. Understanding how these macros work in your body is the first step. The next step is learning how to calculate your macro needs. Calculating your macro needs might sound like a daunting task, but it's not as complex as you might think. Let's start by introducing the concept of total daily energy expenditure, or TDE. This is, in essence, the total number of calories your body needs to function in a day. It includes everything from the calories you burn just by existing, your basal metabolic rate, to the energy you expend during physical activities. Considering your TDE is crucial when it comes to understanding and managing your macro needs. So, how do you calculate your TDE? Firstly, you need to know your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. This is the number of calories your body needs to perform basic, life-sustaining functions. There are several formulas out there to calculate your BMR, but the most commonly used ones are the Harris-Benedict and the Mifflin-St. Jeor equations. Once you have your BMR, you then need to take into account your level of physical activity. This is generally broken down into 5 categories: sedentary, light activity, moderate activity, very active, and extra active. Each category has a corresponding factor that you multiply with your BMR to get your TDE. For instance, if you lead a sedentary lifestyle, little to no exercise, you would multiply your BMR by 1.2. If you're moderately active, moderate exercise or sports 3 to 5 days a week, you'd multiply your BMR by 1.55. Remember, these numbers aren't set in stone. They're just a starting point. Everyone's body is unique, and you might need to adjust these factors slightly to match your personal experience and results. Knowing your TDE is a powerful tool. It gives you a clear understanding of how many calories you need to consume to maintain your current weight. If you want to lose weight, you'll need to create a calorie deficit, which means consuming fewer calories than your TDE. Now that you know your TDE, you're halfway there. Let's move on to the next step. Now that you know your total daily energy expenditure, or TDE, it's time to determine the right balance of macros for your body. The beauty of macro counting is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's completely customized to your body, your goals, and your dietary preferences. Let's talk about how to break down your TD into macros. A common guideline is the 40-30-30 rule. This means 40% of your TD should come from carbohydrates, 30% from proteins, and 30% from fats. It's a great starting point, but remember, it's just a guideline. Your ideal macro split might look different. So how do you figure out your own macro needs? First, decide what percentage of your TDE you want to allocate to each macro. If you're more active, you might need more carbohydrates. If you're trying to build muscle, you might need more protein. And don't forget about fats. They're essential for hormone production and overall health. Once you've decided on your percentages, it's time to do some math. First, remember that each gram of carbohydrate and protein has 4 calories, and each gram of fat has 9. So if you've decided that 40% of your TD should come from carbohydrates, you'll first calculate 40% of your TD in calories, and then divide that by 4 to get the number of grams. For example, if your TD is 2,000 calories and you want 40% to come from carbohydrates, that's 800 calories. Divide that by 4 and you get 200 grams. That's how much carbohydrate you should aim to eat each day. Do the same for protein and fat. It might seem a bit complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. And remember, these numbers are not set in stone. Listen to your body and adjust as needed. And there you have it. You've calculated your macro needs, but how does this help with weight loss? So you've calculated your macro needs, but how does this help you lose weight? Well, here's the thing. If you're aiming to shed some pounds, it's crucial to maintain a calorie deficit. This means consuming fewer calories than your body uses in a day. However, it doesn't mean you should compromise on the quality of your diet. This is where understanding and counting your macros comes in. Think of your body as an efficient machine. It needs fuel to run, and that fuel comes from the macros in your food: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Each of these macros plays a different role in your body, and you need them all in the right proportions to keep your body functioning at its best, even while losing weight. By counting macros, you ensure that your body is getting the necessary nutrients it needs to function optimally. You're not just randomly slashing calories, you're strategically controlling your energy intake. This is important, as it allows your body to continue running efficiently even while on a calorie-restricted diet. Moreover, by focusing on macros instead of just calories, you can better manage your hunger and energy levels. For instance, protein is known to keep you feeling fuller for longer, and carbs can provide quick energy. So, if you've correctly calculated and are diligently following your macro needs, you're less likely to feel starved or drained of energy, even on a calorie deficit. And the best part, this approach to weight loss is sustainable. You're not depriving your body, you're nourishing it with the right balance of nutrients. So you're less likely to fall off the wagon, and more likely to maintain your weight loss in the long run. So by counting macros, you're not just losing weight, you're doing it in a healthy and sustainable way. Hope this video has helped demystify macros for you. Remember, everybody is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. So experiment, listen to your body, and find what works best for you. Until next time, keep counting those macros and reaching for your goals.